Mutello? Miss Mutello, I'm ready when you are. Greetings, land of the brave and beyond, and a very warm welcome to today's information sharing session under the flagship of Public Enterprises. For this morning session, I will be your host. My name is Helene Felabesa-Munyala, and alongside my studio guest, we will be keeping you company for the next 30 minutes or so. Now, on the menu this morning, we are talking direct-to-home broadcasting project, pardon me, and I am joined in the studio by Mr. Nico Muya. He is the Chief Commercial Officer at NBC. But before I can formally welcome him to the platform, I'd like to extend a warm invitation to you, Namibia, to be part of this conversation. And this is by following the discussion on our social media platforms, where we are currently streaming this show live. On Facebook, we are at the Government Information Center, Namibia, and that is also the YouTube, the YouTube channel handle. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We look forward to this very important and fruitful discussion. Mr. Muya, good morning and welcome to the Government Information Center.
Good morning, Helene, and thank you for having me, and good morning to our audiences on Facebook as well as YouTube.
Right. Thank you so much. Let's dive right into the discussion this morning. For the benefit of our viewers and listeners, briefly talk to us what NBC's vision where network expansion is concerned is.
No, thank you very much, Helene. Indeed, before I actually jump into the vision of the NBC, I just want actually to talk about who the NBC is.
Right.
NBC is established under the Act of Parliament. This is number 9 of 1991. So Section 3 of the Namibian Broadcasting Act itself, it actually outlines in terms of the mandate of the NBC, which is to educate, inform, to inform, as well as to entertain our audiences. Now, in regards to our strategic intent where vision is concerned, remember we've been operating on what we call DTT.
Right.
So the DTT project, currently now it saves or covers 74.5% of network coverage. Now for us to attain our vision of providing 100% network coverage, we embarked on a project called DTH, which is direct to home. So our vision basically is for us to provide the mandate that I just outlined to all Namibians, irrespective of the location where they found themselves in Namibia. So therefore, our vision ties in very well with the project of direct-to-home, which is satellite-based services.
All right, thank you. I love the background. I love that you've now set context, and our viewers and listeners now have an idea of what this conversation is really about. Now, Mr. Muya, Cabinet recently noted progress regarding this important national project, which is now what we are discussing this morning, the direct-to-home broadcasting project. And many citizens are eager to understand exactly what this project involves and why it matters. Briefly talk to us or explain to us what the project entails and its significance to Namibia as a nation.
No, 100%. As indicated earlier on, with our vision of providing 100% network coverage, we feel like our mandate is very critical, particularly where information and education is concerned. So we want to provide our services in each and every household in Namibia. So what we are having currently now, we are serving 11 radio channels, cutting across all vernaculars, as well as we have 3 television channels. But now the television channels as well as the radio are on a platform called DTT that cannot provide the 100% network coverage.
Okay.
Therefore, we, in 2016, if not mistaken, we embarked on a technology called DTH, of which we engaged our line minister, which is MICT, as well as all the stakeholders like Crane as well. Now, our idea was basically to have a cost-effective model that can have 100% network coverage. Now, the cost-effective model was the DTH model. Now, with the DTH model, indeed, we appreciate in terms of the support that we get from government, who is our shareholder. It was indeed given a stamp by cabinet for us to fully implement. Where we are at the moment, we are busy with the implementation stage. We are looking at providing these services by end of June, if not mistaken. Now, the household, what they expect going forward, they will expect to have a set-top box and a dish. So the set-top box, I think in the layman's, it's a decoder.
Right.
So they will have to buy a decoder from the NBC as well as get a dish. If they have a dish already within the household that they are in, they will just require, someone just to dimension it to the new satellite dish of the new satellite receiver of the NBC.
Okay.
Now, that process is ongoing as well because we advertise an international bid for set-top boxes. As you know, we have to adhere to the Procurement Act.
Right, very important.
But the challenge that we had is we only had one bidder, but they did not meet all the right requirements, which means they did not tick all the boxes. Okay. So we are going back again to that process. The process has started with our procurement unit for us to go again on international bid to get the services of the satellites, the set-top boxes that will work with the DTH platform. Now, within the broadcasting value chain, we started with upgrading our network for us to be prepared for DTH, because what it means is we are currently now broadcasting on a satellite called C-band. Right. So we are transitioning from that satellite of C-band to KU-band. Right. Now, to transition, you need to upgrade your head end. So these are the dishes, antennas that you normally see at the NBC HQ. Now, that process was already done. Now, what is missing now is basically to go on a tender now to get now the set-top box so that we can start testing. So once that process is done, we are going to communicate across our platform in terms of where the people have to get access of the set-top boxes so that they can start, experiencing these DTH services that we want to offer.
All right. So much of a technical language, right? From DTT to DTH, set-top box to set-top box to decoder or C-band to KU-band. But we love the progress thereof, and we appreciate the milestone that has been achieved thus far. But now, talk to us about the next steps then that we still need to go through, and when can Namibians expect a broader or nationwide rollout?
So the implementation that we are looking at end of June for us to fully transition from C-band to KU-band. Now, it depends in terms of how long it's going to take for the successful bidder on the set-top box. But what we have now, we are comfortable to say that we have 30 units of the set-top box that we have received from the current service provider of the the satellite for testing. Right. So the idea is to deploy this in 2 different regions so that we can appreciate in terms of the quality element that we are pushing, the network coverage that we are pushing, as well as to see in terms of if the people on the ground are going to receive our signal.
So you're testing the waters?
So we'll have to test the waters first before we fully commission the service to all Namibians. Okay. Now, what it takes is that if you have a set-top box at the moment, any set-top box, if the system itself doesn't have what we call conditional access, it means that we'll be able to watch NBC and any other free channels that you get. But what we have done from the upgrade of the head end, we decided to put what we call a conditional access called CAS. So the conditional access will assist us a lot in terms of restricting our broadcasting signal to go beyond the borders of Namibia.
Okay.
Now, so all of these things have to be tested first on these 30 set-top boxes that we have received before we can actually fully implement the service towards all the households in Namibia. Now, what the household have to expect is we are going to go aggressively in terms of the go-to-market strategy where communication plan is concerned, where we are going to talk into all our 11 radio stations, all the vernaculars, to indicate what is this DTH, what is expected from the audience perspective, from the household perspective, and what benefits is the DTH going to offer. For example, DTH offers high quality broadcast, which means our channels will be in HD. So we are looking at 8 channels. That's NBC 1 to NBC 8. They'll be available in HD. Currently, within the DTT space, we only have 2 channels that are on HD.
Okay.
That's on NBC 1 and NBC 2 as well.
So we are looking to roll out 6 more?
We are looking to roll out 6 more channels. In terms of our product plan, we are looking at having a channel for Parliament.
Right.
We are looking at having a channel for health and agriculture.
Idea. Yes.
We are going to have a channel on sports. That's 24 hours a sports channel, 24 hours a music channel, and then we are looking at having a 24 hours educational channel.
Right.
So before we used to show educational channel because we used to have agreements with NAMCOL where we were actually flighting that content on TV as well as across our our 11 radio stations. So this is what we are looking at. So from audience perspective, the benefits that they are going to get from the NBC side is to have a lot of channels on their platform. That's one. The second benefit that they'll have is the 100% network coverage, where they have limitations now with the current technologies that we have.
Right.
So wherever they found themselves confined within their household, they'll be able actually to have access to the NBC services. That's radio as well as television.
Right.
But immediately once they move away from their household, the FM element, remember, it's set-top box confined.
Yes.
So the normal FM kicks in. Like most of the people have their normal conventional radios. They listen to radio on their cell phones. So these are the benefits that the audiences are going to have.
Okay. No, thank you so much, Mr. Muya. I love the diversification part. I also love the fact that it's inclusive of everything. We now have, we don't only have 2 channels, we are going to be having 6 more, and radio, of course, audio, right?
Correct.
And I appreciate that because for now, we have so many complaints that at some parts in this country, radio is not heard, TV as well. But we appreciate also the fact that if you already have a dish, you don't have another dish, you can make use of the same dish. So that is also very much appreciated.
Correct.
Now, kindly, Mr. Muya, talk to us. One of the biggest concerns of Namibians is that, especially those living in rural areas, right, or remote areas, is whether they will finally then experience the reliable and quality broadcasting. We briefly spoke about it, but if you can just briefly expand to say, radio, access to radio, which is the grassroots communication mode. How is this being handled so that there is now also coverage on the grassroots level?
No, thank you very much for your question. But in terms of the channel, before we go to the grassroots level where FM is concerned, we currently have 11 radio stations, and then we have 3 television channels. So we are going to add 5 more so that we can have 8.
Oh,
so I just wanted us
to get that out of the way.
To clear that.
Perfect, thank you.
Where FM is concerned, remember DTH uses satellite, it's direct satellite. So where FM is concerned, NBC is running a project called Expanding Broadcasting Infrastructure Network, of which we want to push our radio coverage from the current 78% at least to 100%. But it requires a lot of infrastructure investment. And as indicated earlier on, I thanked the government, who is our shareholder, because we've been getting capex for the past 3-4 years that allowed us actually to expand our network. One of the areas where we have provided FM network now, it's in Parira Island,
yes,
as well as an area called Shamvura in Kavango East, if not mistaken. So this was because of the capex injection or allocation from government that assisted us actually to oversee that. But indeed, we are not forsaking the other areas where there's no network coverage. So we'll still push in terms of the resources that we have to provide 100% network coverage where television and the radio is concerned. But as indicated, it requires a lot of resources.
Absolutely.
And we have started with this project of DTH, which we believe that if you are confined to your house, you'll also have access to your radio channels. Your favorite radio station will be able actually to receive them through a set-top box from NBC. So that's what we've been doing now. But indeed, we are pushing as well to provide FM coverage where possible within the geography of Namibia.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Muya. We are slowly but surely coming to the end of our discussion, but I would not do justice if I don't pose you this question. What public awareness and consumer education is NBC planning to undertake, right, to ensure that the communities understand the transition process for this project, very important project if you ask me, and how they can access then the new service?
No, thank you, Helene, for that. We have defined a go-to-market strategy. Within the go-to-market strategy, we do have our marketing communication plan. As you are aware, the NBC is one of the biggest broadcasters in the country.
Absolutely.
Of which we are commanding 2.4 million audiences across the board. That's on television, on radio, as well as on the digital presence. Equally, we do have a platform called NBC Plus. It's an OTT platform that actually attracts 157,000 streamers on average per month. So where broadcasting is concerned, in terms of audiences, we are #1 in the country. Now, in regards to the marketing communication plan that we have drafted, we are looking at aggressively going out on all our platforms, translating that message of DTH into all the languages that are spoken in the country, doing animation for TV, for digital, for social media. But we don't want to close it only to the NBC platform and the digital platform. We want to engage partners like MICT because of your presence. We want to go as far as engaging regional governors, councillors on the ground, for us to actually talk to them, just to engage them, to share with them this information, for them to take this information into the grassroots level as well. But we'll be there as well. Our plan is to go on the grassroots level as well, engage the community, talk to the community, indeed using our outside broadcasting platform as well. So that's what we have defined within our marketing communication plan. We might talk to the print partners like the New Era as well, so that we are fully covered. So from print, TV, radio, as well as the foots on the ground within the community.
All right. Now, thank you so much, Mr. Muya. But now, lastly, I want to find out, in my view, collaboration is really an important one. And this is a major project that the NBC is embarking on. How does this project then contribute to Namibia's digital migration from analog to digital broadcasting? And are all your stakeholders sufficiently aware of this transition?
100%. You know that currently on DTT, we are still running the old network called analog. Right. So we have to free, that space, the analog space, to the regulator, so that they can use that spectrum for 5G, for internet service providers. Now, the 74.5% that we have is not sufficient for the regulator to have more spectrum where 5G is concerned. Therefore, indeed, by transitioning from the current analog sites that we have, as well as from the DTT, basically it gives us the opportunity, to actually allow now to free the analog spectrum. Secondly, it gives us an opportunity, an economic opportunity, whereby if we provide these services, we are going to introduce new revenue streams to the NBC. The new one is the selling of set-top boxes. Second is to increase our eyeballs, because the more set-top boxes you have in the market, the more advertisers want to advertise on your platform. Thirdly, due to the conditional access element that I brought forth, we want actually to allow people to buy set-top box, those ones who are compliant when it comes to television licenses. So now, if you are not compliant, it means that you need to pay what you owe first before you buy a set-top box.
Brilliant.
So it creates that ecosystem that can actually replicate within the digital space, within broadcasting. The example that we gave on FM. Now, once we have more resources on revenue, that's from advertisement, incremental advertisement revenue, that's incremental revenue from television licenses, we can expand the network infrastructure where FM is concerned. So that's the beauty about it. So it studies in within the broadcasting value chain ecosystem itself. So these are the benefit of us actually migrating or transitioning from what we currently have to DTH.
All right. I just wanted to ensure that my viewers and listeners are cleared on this one. In layman's term, a set-top box is a decoder, right?
In layman's term, a set-top box is just a normal decoder.
Right.
That's correct.
All right.
That's correct.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muya, for finding time to speak to us about this very important project, Direct to Home Broadcasting Project. And we wish you all the best in this, as far as this project is concerned, pardon me. And do not, we are here. In any time, if you, through the implementation process, if you need to come back, please, we are just a phone call away, and we look forward to hosting you on this platform again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Helene, for having me. Indeed, we will come back because we are looking at launching this project, but indeed it's going to be launched by our line minister. So we are excited. We'll come back to your platform as well. I believe we'll be given more time when we come back next time. And thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Muya. To our viewers and listeners, I thank you for tuning in this morning to the first edition of our information sharing session under the flagship of Public Enterprises. Stay tuned. We are coming to you live from the Government Information Center shortly with another episode of an information sharing session.